welcome everybody to our first edition of Wine and Zoom. We're all getting together to connect with each other and share what's going on since things have gotten spicy and exciting this week. What we're looking to do is be able to give a structure and an outlet for check-ins, give people a real chance to do some reflection and also have some forward focus. There's just so much going on and so much changing at such a rapid pace. And it just is really, really important for us to be checking in with ourselves and checking in with each other. And so we wanted to create a structure to get out into the world, use it if it's useful to you, change it however you want, have fun with it. That's the whole point, that it can be fun to talk about our feelings and what's going on with us and make some plans for the future. So let me explain how it's going to work. This is something that we do when we're kicking off retreats with clients, but it also is a blend of coaching tools and something that our family in Winnipeg taught us about having some interesting dinner conversations. So we match those things up together to have some fun with. And what we're going to do is have maximum 5 minutes each on a topic, and each of the participants that you can see around the table are going to take a moment to do reflection on high highs. So something awesome that happened this week, low lows, something not so awesome that happened this week, something that you're grateful for. And those are going to be all the things that we're looking at in the rearview mirror. And then for forward focus, we're going to look at the commitments we want to make. What do you want to commit to for next week? Something simple, putting one foot in front of the other right now makes a lot of sense with everything that's changing. And then requests, because we're all in this together. And so what kind of requests could you be making to ask for help from the people around you? So I have 4 awesome people with me tonight to kind of do our own experience of this check-in. And so I'd like to introduce you to everyone, starting with Sarah. Sarah, can you say a little hello and tell the people about yourself?
Hi, my name is Sarah. And I, what do I want to say about myself? Gosh, I don't even know. I guess that I work with Karen and Heather, and that's 50% of my life, and the other 50% is a pretty large family, which I'm very grateful for. And that's pretty much it.
That's perfect. Thank you. And cheers. Something else I forgot to mention is that because this is happening during happy hour, important to have your beverage of choice. We called it wine for a reason, because it works pretty well with another word that is synonymous with what might happen on the call. But of course, you can choose whatever beverage you like. So Heather, over to you. Can you introduce yourself?
Hey guys, so I'm Heather. I'm a colleague of Karen and Sarah's. Been in Cayman for 20 something years, way too long. Love working with these awesome people. So inspirational. Thank you, Karen, for this idea. Social media is filled with negativity right now, so I think this is just a great way to get people together doing something a little bit different, and hope everybody has some fun watching.
Awesome. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers. It's like a drinking game, but of course, these are just non-alcoholic beverages. We're just being very responsible. Dustin, would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Hi, everybody. My name's Dustin. I'm Karen's brother. I've lived in the Cayman Islands for about 18 years now. I work at a local fuel storage business here in Cayman, and educationally trained as an engineer, and just enjoying life down in the south of the Caribbean here. Well, north of the Caribbean, but south of everywhere else.
Awesome. Cheers. Thanks for being here, bro.
Cheers. Cheers.
And Marcin, can you bring us home?
Well, hi everybody. Thank you for having me on this. Great to be in such good company. I don't know about your non-alcoholic drinks, but okay. I'm Marcin. I work in the financial services industry here in Cayman. Probably been here for about 10 years, and nervous but excited about the interesting times that we're actually entering into.
Nice. You made a special beverage selection for this evening to be synonymous with the events. What is it?
I will show you right now. We have a bottle of The Prisoner.
Always good, and a special double entendre right now. So yeah, nice. Okay, any questions, guys, before we get started that you think are important to explain to people so they understand the structure and how it works? Are we good to go and show them in action? All right, I'm going to take that as a go ahead. So on the high highs, something awesome that happened this week. Marcin, I would like to start with you. One thing that was great about this week.
Traffic is completely dead. It's amazing.
Nice, nice, love it. Perfect. Sarah.
Very grateful. Sorry. Hi this week.
Wrong. No, just kidding.
Yeah. Hi this week is that we only have 2 confirmed COVID people here on the Cayman Islands that have. So we're lucky. We're lucky.
Nice. Okay. Next is Dustin.
So the high this week has been, for me, has just been seeing how well Cayman has been handling the whole virus issue as a whole. I think the island is taking the proper precautions, and I think everyone is being fairly quite cooperative and very good at following the rules. So I'm glad to see that there's no big panics going on.
Sweet, sweet. That's awesome. Thanks, Dustin. Heather?
For me, I am super excited that I survived the first week of the kids being homeschooled. It was a fairly interesting, although perhaps not surprising week. Ellen very diligently had her alarm set on her phone to go at the same time as the school bell would be going, so that she could go from one class to the next. Meanwhile, Adam at 9:10 this morning informed me that he'd completed all of his schoolwork for the day and would be playing.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it was, I'm really pleased. The school has been amazing, and I'm so thrilled that they're at prep and that they're so organized. So it's been great.
That's awesome. So guys, as we look at the high highs, just thinking about the fact that it's such a variety that you hear in the conversations when we're having them with each other about, something that you just notice about, like, I like not being in traffic, like Marcin was saying. Heather, so many people talking right now about having their kids at home and how challenging that is. To not have that structure of school or even the space of it, and lots of cool things going on with people talking about the importance of structure, but also the importance of flexibility and finding ways to enjoy the time, which it sounds like you and your kids are doing, which is very cool. Dustin, I don't know whether you saw my shenanigans today on Insta Live or on TikTok, which did a little TikTok today, but I'm taking Karen back. So, okay, Karen. So I gave a shout out to the Cayman Islands government for how this is being handled and decisions being made. And COVID only having the few cases we do, I totally agree with you, Sarah, on that. My high this week had to be today, which was testing and learning about tech platforms and connecting with people through them. It gave me so much energy, and I was laughing my ass off. I was playing with an app called, what's the one I asked you to download, Sarah? What was it called?
House Party?
House Party. Yeah, House Party. And I was playing on it with some friends and just trying these different platforms and different ways of connecting like we are right now. And I was just laughing my butt off with some friends from home. So it's giving a cool opportunity to connect. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Karen, because I have to tell you, I overheard my kids talking about it last night, and I downloaded it, and the immediate response I got was, "Mum, it's not for middle-aged women, it's for teenagers. I'm unfriending you."
That's awesome. I love it. I'm totally going to friend both of them just to creep them out with your permission, of course. But yeah. Anybody have any tips or tricks for people as they're thinking about their high highs and conversations going forward?
Stay focused on the positive, folks. Finding something positive, find something to laugh at. So important.
Cool. Thanks.
I
Okay.
think that, sorry, the one thing I would add about any of the stuff we're doing is like, think about whether you're doing it once a week or once a day, and you know, depending on the frequency, they don't have to be, even if it's long frequency, they don't have to be huge things. It can be as simple as traffic. It can be as simple as what my kids did today. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be a big, long dream is what I'm trying to tell you about. It can be anything.
Nice. Well said. Thanks, guys. Okay, so now we'll move into the low lows, which, oh, I forgot to show my sign. Low lows, low lows. Okay, so we're moving into the low lows section, and it was funny because I even noticed for myself having a bit of resistance of like, oh, do I want to go there? And the truth is, I think that's the point of these check-ins. To Dustin's comment about the frequency, there's no one way to do this. You can do it as much or as little as you want. And I think, you know, the more you're doing it, the better to have conversations with your family, have conversations with coworkers, be checking in with yourself on a regular basis. And unfortunately, the reality is there are low lows. There are low lows even when we don't have things like this kind of crisis going on, and being honest with ourselves about them can just help make sure that they don't end up creating problems for you later. So on that note, Sarah, would you be willing to share your low low for the week?
Yeah, I had an awesome low low this week. I had a complete meltdown when the Strata said that the gym was going to close, because my entire mental health for the next 2 weeks was focused around fitness, because that's really important to me. So I had strategically had going to the gym as part of my strategy, and them shutting it down felt like the rug really being pulled out from under me. And I'll be quite honest with you, anything anybody said for me to the rest of that day was shit. Like, I went ballistic on pretty much everything. Like, there's no, like, we're not sure if we've got hand soap. And I was like, what the? Right? So it was, but in the perfect, you know, breakdown recovery model, I was able to see some other possibilities in the world. So was doing well with those until Dr. Lee today, and then now I don't like him anymore. So
overshare. No, it's all good. It's all good. I love the way you position your low low as, I have an awesome low low. I'm going to borrow that from shifting my mindset that low lows are bad and that they're just awesome. So I love that. Thank you. Dustin?
Yeah, so I had a low low this week. About halfway through the week, I found out that one of my I have two bosses, and one of them is going to be relocated within the company, but we're a global company, so within the company and back to France, which means that I won't get to work with him anymore. And that was kind of disappointing, because I really enjoy the partnership that we have, and we like collaborating together, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So it'll be disappointing to lose that at some point later in the year.
That's tough. That's tough for sure, buddy. Thanks for sharing that. Heather?
Yeah, super low. This week I had some friends who have either had to leave the island or have actually been made redundant as a result of the economic impact. And that's really tough. Like, that's really tough for them to watch them going through the process of packing up, or, you know, trying to figure out what their next step is. Unfortunately, I think it's inevitable the world over. I'm sorry to bring a bit of a downer, and, you know, but it's rubbish. Like, it's really rubbish. It's the reality of it, and I'm grateful for being able to be there for them, but yeah, tough.
Yeah. No, that is really hard. There's a lot of loss going on right now, and so that makes a lot of sense to me. Thanks for sharing that. Marcin?
Yeah, I think mine's actually pretty similar to Heather's experience, but more from, you know, we're all on this island. We've got families scattered throughout the world. We take almost for granted that it's a plane flight away. You can be there in a day, a couple of hours, depending on where you are. And you suddenly see, where you kind of take yourself out and you see the airlines shutting down, borders shutting down, and, you know, the thoughts that do start crossing your mind as well. What if something happens back home or vice versa? And what do you do? What can you do, right? That's the kind of thought that crept down. But, you know, on the flip side to that, I think technology is amazing these days, right? And it's a matter of popping open Zoom, Skype, whatever, a phone call, and you can be connected. So it's not necessarily a full low, but that's the sort of thoughts that do come through in these sort of situations.
Yeah, I hear you. I hit my low on Wednesday night. I felt really sad thinking about like what you're describing. I was thinking about people, I was missing them, I was worrying about them, and just wondering like when I'll see them again. And it was really painful and it was really hard. And then I moved into a good bout of anger on Thursday, which continued the low, and probably found myself really struggling to find gratitude at all, which was telling me that it was a pretty low point around it. And I think, you know, like we were all saying, different versions of loss, and it's a tough thing. And it does, you know, watch all of us sort of be uncomfortable to be with those lows. And I think it's a really important process to just even share them the way we're sharing and be with them, feel those things so that they don't, I don't know, bite you in the ass somewhere that you don't want them. Not that you want to be bit in the ass at all. I don't know. Anyway, we'll just leave that statement alone. Move on from there. On that note, what are we grateful for? Dustin, can you kick us off?
This week I've been grateful for some of the amazing comedy I've found on the internet.
Like this right now?
I found like this right now is amazing comedy. But two things that I found. One was a meme that said, well, not a meme, but a participation activity where someone said, look around your house right now while you're working from home, or if you're working from home, look at your kids and look at your pets and describe what they're doing using the word coworker. And then some of the posts that people put up were just truly entertaining, like laugh out loud, made me belly laugh the whole thing. And that was truly, I'm grateful for that break from the news, break from the worry. Just grateful that there's some good comedy out there in these times when the internet can often be a place of totally disappointing posts. It's nice to see something light and fluffy that is also a little play on words and stuff, which I really enjoy. Yeah, so that was probably the thing I was most grateful for, some good entertainment on the internet.
That's awesome. I saw you found another one today about the toilet paper and predictive text.
Yeah, so the second one I found was an activity where you write, I'm something along the lines of, I'm out of toilet paper, so I'm using and then all you do is keep pushing the middle button on the predictive text until you get a full sentence. And so some of them were pretty funny, like, I've run out of toilet paper, so I'm using my phone, and then there'd be a whole conversation about that. I've run out of toilet paper, so I had to go out in the yard, or all sorts of stuff. They were really good. They were much better than I'm giving credit for, but it's fun entertainment. I enjoyed it.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Dustin. Heather, what are you grateful for?
I am super grateful for technology. I have been fortunate. I've had family visiting recently. You guys know I had my mum here at Christmas and my brother and his family, and I recently had my dad and his wife here. And so, you know, awesome to have seen them recently. But it wasn't that long ago, and I vividly remember having a conversation with somebody saying, wow, I've heard about this thing where you're going to be able to talk to somebody overseas and see them at the same time. This probably coming on an old dial-up phone when I was first here, when I maybe called home once a month, right? Because it was super expensive. So to be able to just jump on Zoom, jump on WhatsApp, FaceTime, whatever it is, and see people, even if it's a difficult conversation, to have the face-to-face interaction to me is really important. I'm really, really grateful for that.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Martine, what are you grateful for?
I want to say I'm grateful just for the friends and the company, to be honest. The situation, I think right now, people I feel were in a bit of a rat race coming up to this, right? Everyone had so much to do. Everyone was running around. Everyone was busy. Something like this is as tragic and as turned over its head as it is. Really kind of brings people together, and it's just simple things. People just checking in on others and checking in on me, and vice versa. Which, you didn't really. Maybe it did happen to a smaller extent, but it's certainly happening a lot more, and I've certainly picked up to that. So I'm grateful for the friends and the company.
Awesome. And Sarah, what are you grateful for?
This week in particular, I've been really grateful for my space, my home space. It's been very calming for me. So especially as I prepare to work with my clients, it's been really important that I've had this sort of level of calm. So I've been very grateful for my space. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. My grateful would be for the new opportunities to try different stuff. I found what is it, Boss Family Workouts from on Instagram with Twitch from the Ellen Show and his wife Allison, and they do these dance workouts, and I can't dance. Hi Quinn, I can't dance to save my life, as Quinn knows, and so yeah, like trying those things and having a laugh about that, using TikTok today, doing the OK Karen stuff, and even this program, challenging myself to try different things and just get stuff out there. So the new opportunities are what I'm really grateful for. So kicking off with Heather on commitments. What kind of commitment are you looking to make in the upcoming week?
Number one commitment, stay home. Stay home, Cayman. This whole thing is just going to be, prolonged for as long as people are out partying or out in bars or whatever. So stay home. And also try and find something positive and some humor in every day. Really easy to get low when you're on the social media. So yeah, I think try and find those fun things like Dustin and share them.
Dustin is fun. We should share him.
No, sharing.
Right. That Stay Home Came In campaign that the doctors did, that video looked really good. They did a great job on that.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, good call on the commitment, Heather. Thank you. Martine?
I guess my commitment is to actually segregate work and life generally, right? I mean, you're at least from my perspective, this is probably the first time I'm working from home full time, where going to the office was an easy segregation, come home, done. Now you kind of get into your dining room and work's there on the counter. So my commitment is really to kind of cut it off when it needs to be cut off and completely change back to, personal happy me, really.
Smart. Cool. I like it. Sarah?
My commitment really is self-care, making sure I'm looking after myself, rest and nutrition and exercise, so that I can help those that need the help or ask for it. I'm trying not that one, but
balance is really important. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks, Sarah. Dustin, what's your commitment for the upcoming week?
My commitment is actually, I'm trying to make this one a more long-term commitment, but kind of based on what Martine said a few minutes ago. And one of the other categories was, I really noticed how much I honestly believe that Cayman kind of drifted back into a very rat race kind of competitive area, as much as island life gets that way, which is much less than other places in the world for sure. But we definitely got into a mindset as an island, including myself, I would say, of more, wealth management and grabbing our stuff and keeping it to ourselves. And what's going on right now reminds me very much of more of the mentality that the island had after Hurricane Ivan. And so I find it interesting reflecting this week on the idea that how Hurricane Ivan affected all of us and how the whole community came together and we came out stronger on the other side. And I would say the island's much improved from what was, well, definitely from what was after the hurricane, but even arguably what was before the hurricane. And it would be nice to remember this time not to let that competitive rat race nature creep back in and keep this sense of community for the long term. So from my side, just keep that forefront in my mind every day and do what I can to contribute to that, not forcing it on anyone else, just keeping it for myself.
Nice. Yeah, it's really easy to get back to old habits when things get normal again. As we find our new normal, or I liked the term that I heard earlier this week of the new, because it just keeps shifting and changing. And so finding ways to cultivate those new habits, I like that a lot. For me, my commitment is I have quite a few 30-day challenges. Apparently, the way to get me to do anything is to set up a 30-day challenge, and I seem a little bit fixated on those right now. I have a bunch of those going on to support me and my mental well-being, to be a little kinder to myself. It's part of my self-care regime. And so I really want to keep those up. They're just little things, like even taking a selfie of me. That might sound weird, but for people who have that kind of relationship with pictures of themselves and having a judgment of them, it's not serving you at all. So to be able to look at those selfies and find something I appreciate in them every day, or doing the TikTok videos for my cousins and for myself. But I've taken my name back, this okay Karen shenanigan that is going on, where Karen has become synonymous with women who complain, middle-aged women who complain to managers. I'll own the middle-aged thing. I can't do anything about that, but I will not complain to their managers or anybody's manager. So it's all about giving gratitude and giving people props right now. And that's what my 30-day challenges are largely about. So I'm going to keep those up. That's my commitment.
One more commitment we all need to have, Karen, not to panic buy toilet rolls.
Oh, yes, I do think that's also a good one.
Very important that we all commit to that.
Yeah.
I kind of feel that should be a request, really.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Nice segue, Marcin. Brings us to the request component of our show. And I'm going to kick this one off because I have a very specific request, which is that I would like each of you to run one of these conversations with 4 other people. You don't have to record it. You can record it, do whatever. But I think just getting the structure out to people, using the structure for ourselves, I really can't encourage people enough to be checking in with themselves and checking in with other people, to Dustin's point, as frequently as you need and as other people need. So that would be my request to each of you. Marcin, you're next. What's your request?
Honestly, just stay at home. Get through it. It's tough, but if everyone stays at home, we control this virus. It's under control. It's going to be awesome, right? So that's my request. Cayman, stay at home. World, stay at home, actually.
Nice. Cool. Thank you. Sarah, what's your request?
My request is think of someone that you haven't spoken to for a very long time, and maybe reach out to them via WhatsApp or email and just check in on them. Just unexpectedly. I think you'll be surprised, I think, how much that will matter.
Nice. Connection. I like it. Dustin, what's your request?
My request is to, ask some of the colleagues that I'm working with in my coaching development to help me get through the assignments that I need to get done and get through some of the briefs and the coaching sessions I need to do. So a little more demand request of getting things scheduled so I can progress through that.
Cool. The request piece is really just to remember we're not alone and ask people. It can be just like every other category, as big or as little as we want. So yeah, go for it. And if there's anything we can do to help Dustin, let us know. And Heather, what's your request?
Yeah, mine's along those lines, Karen, of like, call me. I mean, we all work from home a fair bit. We have some experience with this, but it's new for a lot of people. And if you're sitting at home and feeling the four walls coming in around you, or the kids are driving you crazy, or the dog's driving you crazy, whatever it is, if you just want to chat, if you want some advice, if you want some support, if you're feeling low and you want a boost, give us a call. Right, that's what we're here for. So anytime, send us a message, find us through the link of you know, the way this is posted, or the Kerage website, and we'll be there.
I feel like this is when I should have made one of these high quality production signs with your phone number on it for a good time call.
Or something. I haven't even got a code. Where's the
Yeah, yeah. You can work on that. You can work on
Kerage. Yeah. Kerage.
Yeah.
The
Ooh.
website.
Yeah.
Kerage.
Indulgent sales plug. Indulgent sales plug.
Kerage.com. Kerage.com. Give us a
Amazing.
call.
For a good time, call. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So on that note, anybody want to share their experience of the structure? Useful, not useful?
Super useful.
Yeah, I think the structure is super useful. I think it's great for people. I think everyone can see what we did in the session. You can see it can take as short as however long this video is with this number of people, or, you know, take some time and delve into what people are low about and give them some release on that. Talk about the requests in more detail and how you can support each other. You know, be grateful together, bond over that gratefulness and grow with it, and share your gratefulness with someone else, so you all feel positive and warm and fuzzy inside. So, you know, just enjoy it. And, you know, the structure is there, and it's meant to be broken and shifted to the needs of the people, I guess is what I would say.
Love it. Love it. Make it yours. Take it. Give us no credit. Make it yours. It's awesome. Okay. On that note, big thank you to you guys for participating. Really appreciate it. Happy Friday, and a cheers to you. See you next week and probably sooner. And for everybody else, keep learning and loving together. Thanks.
Cheers.